The Bad Batch Season 3 finale not only delivered a masterclass in storytelling, but it also left us with a constellation of questions and possibilities.
I'm sure Senator Chuchi would find what you have to say very helpful to our cause.
There's no Season 4 on the horizon, but there's plenty of doors left open from Season 3. So ready your blasters, it's not time to put them away just yet.
Let's complete the mission.
It's time to break down one of the best endings to a season of Star Wars to date, perhaps answering some of your lingering questions along the way.
The rebellion needs pilots now more than ever.
Whilst also looking at the future that awaits our beloved characters in the ever-expanding Star Wars universe. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a like and of course subscribe to the channel if you'd like to catch more. Now let's dispense with the pleasantries and jump into the ending of The Calvary Has Arrived. In the captivating finale of the Bad Batch Season 3, we witnessed a masterful conclusion to 3 seasons of intricate storytelling. These characters received a heartfelt send-off that resonated deeply with fans. Initially, the first 2 seasons didn't quite capture my attention, but the 3rd season reeled me in with its compelling narrative, so much so that I'm eager to revisit the series and view it through a fresh lens. The final episode skillfully addressed many of the questions that have been smouldering in the minds of us viewers. Sometimes the absence of an answer speaks volumes, as was the case with Tech's fate in Season 2. With no further confirmation on that front, it appears that we've indeed seen the last of him, yet the show left us pondering over several unresolved mysteries, and the finale introduced even more enigmas. While some storylines were neatly tied up, new doors were opened, hinting at exciting future adventures for some of our beloved characters. The episode was a triumph, delivering a viewing experience filled with delight from start to finish. Although we've already presented a comprehensive breakdown of the episode, which you can find on the channel, our focus now shifts to the ending and its broader implications, the truly intriguing elements that leave us yearning for more. Now, the reintroduction of Mount Tantis into the Star Wars canon was a momentous event for fans, as it brought back one of the most enigmatic Imperial cloning facilities from the realm of legends. The anticipation was palpable, but the foreshadowing of impending doom on Wayland, the site of Palpatine's Project Necromancer, was clear. This project, aimed at achieving immortality through cloning, was destined to encounter a setback, especially since it was linked to Palpatine's eventual return in The Rise of Skywalker. In the thrilling season finale, our heroes played a pivotal role in hindering the project's progress. They not only liberated the test subjects and eliminated Hemlock, but also ensured the escape of Nala Se, which was vital. Now, she had long resisted the Empire's misuse of her scientific expertise. Nala Se's decision to destroy the labs rather than flee was a defining moment, as she took down both the research and herself along with Rampart to thwart the Empire's plans. Now they've got no chance of even recapturing her in the future. The partial destruction of Mount Tantis dealt a significant blow to Project Necromancer, but the loss of data wasn't the only consequence. Governor Tarkin's arrival post-escape to survey the wreckage revealed the extent of the damage. The facility, ravaged by both the explosion and the Zillo Beast, left the project in limbo. Tarkin's decisive action to shut down the facility and relocate its funds to Project Stardust, the nascent Death Star, marked a turning point. Tarkin's actions here weave together various threads of the Star Wars narrative. His intervention not only further impedes Project Necromancer, but also sheds light on the accelerated pace of the Death Star's construction during the later part of the Dark Times. It's a testament to the intricate storytelling that binds the Star Wars universe together. Now, we already know Project Necromancer eventually picks up steam in the New Republic timeline, as seen in The Mandalorian. However, with the demise of the Death Stars, Tarkin, and Palpatine, the mantle falls firmly on the Shadow Council and Commandant Brendol Hux to oversee the project. Now, the liberation of the Zillo Beast by Omega was a pivotal moment itself, allowing the creature to vanish into the jungle, presumably to thrive, yet this beast, let's not forget, was a clone, which also raises the possibility of other clones remaining captive. Now, should a power failure occur, and you'd think it would do in an abandoned base, these clones might also flee into the wilderness too, rendering Tantis even more perilous. Now you're probably wondering, well, why does that matter? We're done with Tantis now. Well, I have a feeling we're going to see this happen, and it's going to be sooner than expected. You see, Tantis, once a mere legend akin to the original Thrawn trilogy, looks set to follow him over to live action. If Thrawn's role in Ahsoka Season 2 and perhaps even the Mandalorian and Grogu movie, or the Heir to the Empire movie mirrors that of his in Legends, it's likely he will resurrect the facility on Wayland to forge a clone army against the New Republic. It's worth noting here that Tantis and Dathomir, where we saw him arrive in Ahsoka Season 1, are pretty close together too. Now, following the deaths of Nala Se, Hemlock, and I guess even Rampart, the Emperor lacks incentive to persist with Project Necromancer on Tantis. Potentially, this is the time he's going to relocate it to Exegol. Now, with Thrawn's resurgence and his intent to challenge the New Republic, an abandoned cloning facility would be a strategic asset. Thus, our return to Tantis might be imminent, although in universe, it'd be some years in the future. Now, in the climactic moments of the show, our heroes' fates hung in the balance. Prior to the daring rescue of their comrades, Echo and Omega ensured the safety of the Force-sensitive children, entrusted them to Emery Carr's care. She's whisked them away to Pabu, a sanctuary for the liberated clones. Hunter and Rex, united in purpose, embarked on a quest to reunite these children with their families. Echo, seizing an opportunity, extended an offer to Emery to join him on Pantora and assist Senator Rio Chuchi. Now, Emery's knowledge of the Empire's plans could prove invaluable to their cause. And as she's driven by a desire for redemption, of course, Emery accepted, marking the last we hear of both Echo and Emery in the show. It's conceivable that Emery went on and became a steadfast ally, aiding Rex in his numerous escapades, with more adventures possibly on the horizon. The Force-sensitive children, young and brimming with potential as indicated by their high midichlorian counts, may yet resurface too. Their destinies could intertwine with Luke's Academy, or find a place within Rey's new Jedi Order. Despite the victory over the Empire, it's important to remember the galaxy remains a desolate haven for Force users. Project Necromancer lingers, it's merely delayed, not ceased, and with Vader and the Inquisitors on the prowl, and the Imperial remnants' relentless pursuit of Rogu, a demonstration of the lengths they're prepared to go through, these children might lead ordinary lives untrained, or they could actually face recapture by the Empire in the future. But let's turn our gaze away from these somber prospects as we celebrate the heart of our story, the Bad Batch themselves. The paramount question going into Season 3's finale was the squad's survival. The loss of Tech in the previous season underscored the peril they faced, yet the finale defied expectations, ensuring the survival of Omega, Crosshair, Wrecker, and Hunter. They valiantly battled Hemlock's forces with Wrecker, Hunter, and Crosshair, confronting the CX clone troopers before their capture. Echo and Omega reunited, facilitated Emery's escape with the children, and liberated the clones on Tantis. Their combined efforts led to the defeat of Hemlock and the rescue of Omega, culminating in a joyous conclusion as they retreated to the tranquil haven of Pabu. Now, with the Empire's data lost, Omega's no longer a target. The Bad Batch at last can forge their own destiny, free from pursuit. Amidst the galaxy's turmoil, they find a semblance of peace. Now, the conclusion of the Bad Batch could indeed have mirrored the Mandalorian Season 3 finale, but the creators chose to delve deeper, much to our delight. Now, I've done some working out, and it seems as though the time jump that we saw at the end of the show was around 16 years. Now, this is more than I initially thought, and this is interesting for a number of reasons. It's a narrative leap that suggests they're actually done with Tales of the Bad Batch during this period. With Omega estimated to be around 14 years old, give or take a little there in Season 3, and the Bad Batch slightly younger than her due to their creation timeline, their accelerated aging would place them biologically at 24 years old in Season 3. Fast forward 16 years with this time jump, and Omega would be around 30 years old, which kind of matches what we saw at the end of the show, whereas the Bad Batch would be 28, but biologically they'd actually be 56. Now, that does also align with Hunter's matured appearance too. Now, I'm thinking at this point we're around 2 BBY, or 2 years before A New Hope, and I'll explain why in a moment. It's a point in time where we're on the cusp of big events like Mon Mothma's defection from the Senate, and the rallying cry she issued across the galaxy for them to join the rebellion and fight against the Empire. Now, this speech, which takes place in Star Wars Rebels, was broadcast, as I say, across the galaxy, and I think it's this that Omega heard when she told Hunter the rebellion needed pilots more now than ever. She would have already known of the rebellion. I mean, let's be honest, the galaxy at this point in time would have been 3 years into a galactic civil war, and it's also around this time that the Mandalorian Civil War took place, and it's also worth noting that Sabine Wren and Wedge Antilles joined the rebellion here too. Now, as for Omega's future appearances, the possibility of another animated series can't be dismissed. an older Omega actively participating in the rebellion, and potentially they could have it running alongside the original trilogy, which would be pretty cool. Given that Rex fought at the Battle of Endor, the presence of clones in the rebellion is already established, and this also suggests that the Bad Batch could also be coaxed into action again in the future. Now, in the realm of live action, Andor Season 2, which is coming out in 2025, spans from 4 BBY to 0 BBY, and that could potentially cover Omega's induction into the rebellion. Time spent at Yavin Base could provide an opportunity for a live-action debut of Omega, or at least a glimpse of her ship, nodding to her presence. Now, looking a little further ahead, Omega's age also positions her to be active during the Mandoverse too. Thus, her involvement in Ahsoka Season 2, the Mandalorian movie, or the Heir to the Empire movie is also within the realms of possibility. Now, in true Star Wars fashion, she might have already made a stealthy appearance, with her ship yet to be spotted in other animated or live-action projects. We'll certainly be keeping our eyes peeled for it going forwards. Now, the finale of The Bad Batch truly resonated with me, striking a delicate balance between concluding the current Clone Saga and leaving a trail of breadcrumbs for future stories. Initially, I wasn't too sure about the show, but Season 3 unexpectedly tugged at my heartstrings, leaving a bittersweet feeling as we bid farewell to this chapter. This series wrapped up in a manner that, in my view, was as close to perfect as it could be. Now, I'm curious on your thoughts on how the season ended and the potential paths our beloved characters might embark upon. Share your thoughts down in the comments. If you want to support the channel, then leave a thumbs up on the video, it'd be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to catch more, but until next time, may the Force be with you.